स्वागत करता हाँ जी एक बार फिर आप सब ਦਾ ਅੱਜ ਦੇ ਇਸ ਪ੍ਰੋਗਰਾਮ ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਅੱਜ ਅਸੀਂ ਤੁਹਾਡੀ ਮੁਲਾਕਾਤ ਕਰਵਾਉਣ ਜਾ ਰਹੇ ਹਾਂ ਕੈਲੀ ਮੌਂਗਾਜ਼ੇਬ ਨਾਲ ਜਿਹੜੇ ਕਿ ਇੱਕ ਮਾਸਟਰ ਫੈਸਿਲਿਟੇਟਰ ਹਨ ਵਰਚੂਜ਼ ਪ੍ਰੋਜੈਕਟ ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ। ਇਸ ਪ੍ਰੋਜੈਕਟ ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਲੋਕਾਂ ਨੂੰ ਵਰਚੂਜ਼ ਬਾਰੇ ਦੱਸਿਆ ਜਾਂਦਾ ਹੈਗਾ ਤੇ ਅੱਜ ਤੋਂ ਅਸੀਂ ਇੱਕ ਨਵੀਂ ਸੀਰੀਜ਼ ਸ਼ੁਰੂ ਕਰਨ ਜਾ ਰਹੇ ਹਾਂ ਕਿ ਅੱਜ ਅਸੀਂ ਸਮਾਜ ਵਿੱਚ ਵੇਖ ਰਹੇ ਹਾਂ ਤੇ ਈਵਨ ਆਪਣੇ ਭਾਈਚਾਰੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਵੀ ਕਿ ਡਾਈਵੋਰਸ ਰੇਟਸ ਵੱਧਦੇ ਜਾ ਰਹੇ ਨੇ। ਕੀ ਕਾਰਨ ਹੈ ਕਿ ਜਿਸ ਤਰ੍ਹਾਂ ਪਹਿਲੇ ਸਮੇਂ ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਹਸਬੈਂਡ ਅਤੇ ਵਾਈਫ ਲੰਮੇ ਸਮੇਂ ਤੱਕ ਇਕੱਠੇ ਰਹਿੰਦੇ ਸੀ, ਅੱਜ ਡਾਈਵੋਰਸ ਰੇਟਸ ਵੱਧ ਰਹੇ ਨੇ। ਇਸ ਵਿੱਚ ਕੀ ਹੋ ਰਿਹਾ ਹੈ, ਕੀ ਕੁਝ ਕਰਨ ਦੀ ਲੋੜ ਹੈ, इस संबंध में ਅਸੀਂ ਗੱਲਬਾਤ ਕਰਾਂਗੇ ਕੈਲੀ ਮੌਂਗਾਜ਼ੇਬ ਨਾਲ। Welcome to the program.
Thank you, Harpreet.
Thank
you.
It's
always wonderful to be here.
So what I've told is basically that divorce rates increasing. So there ought to be some reason for this. Gone are the times when we listen about the 50th anniversary, the golden or the platinum anniversary or silver anniversary. What's happening is that more and more divorce rates coming forward, and even in the South Asian community also. Such trends are on.
Yes.
So being a master facilitator, dealing with couples and guiding them to lead their life in blissful relationship and also strong relationship, what are you finding out?
Well, that couples are really challenged today. Relationships have changed from our parents' generation and the generation before.
Right.
And we're needing to have a lot more skill in terms of our ability to communicate, and we also have, as we've talked about many times on this show, Harpreet, that there are social influences that are impacting marriages and family life. And some people make it through those challenges and many don't, and it is a crisis for us. It impacts, of course, everyone, the children especially, when families break apart.
Absolutely.
So it is something that we need to attend to, we need to pay attention to, we need to work together as a community to try to move this trend in the other direction.
Right. So Kelly, if you could take us on this journey of how to keep your emotional and sexual relationship strong, that bonding needs to be strong between couples. If you could let us know with your experience, what do you teach, how those guidance or the teachings can be helpful to a couple?
Well, as you've mentioned, I base my work that I do with couples in the Virtues Project. And as we've talked about before, it's looking at ourselves from a spiritual perspective.
Right.
That we have this capacity for insight and awareness and learning and growing.
Right.
And so that's sort of the foundation, I think, that we need to set, that we need to be very open-minded about learning and growing together as individuals in our relationship. There are many, many things we could talk about to keep your emotional and sexual connection strong.
Right.
The reason that I bring up sexual connection, I think we can say, yes, emotional connection is important, but the sexual connection is also because that is what separates out and makes our marriage relationship unique. Is that we're sharing that aspect of our lives with that other person.
Right.
And when it doesn't go well, when there are problems there, then it creates problems in the marriage.
Right.
And so it is important that we find a way to find a compatible sexuality or sexual expression in our marriages.
Okay. So what are you finding with your talk with the people, and especially as far as sexual relationships connection is concerned? Because today, with the advent of internet and with the advent of a lot of other things which are available in the market, so lots of fantasy is there, and the expectations are a little different. So if you could let us know a little bit about that, as to what is there in the society, what you are finding, which is instead of sex becoming a bond between couples, it is separating them.
Yes, exactly that. So you make the point that the purpose of sex is twofold.
Right.
Obviously, procreation is the first and foremost purpose, but the other purpose is to bond the couple into a loving relationship and thereby grow themselves on a spiritual level. That's the purpose of marriage. So yes, what is happening are all these outside influence, but it's not just the media and the internet that we talk a lot about, but it's popular voices. For example, back several decades ago, Johnson & Johnson did some very important studies around human sexuality that I believe were flawed. And yet they came out as scientific evidence about what is normal.
Okay.
And many of the traditional sex therapists, and again, it's a very young, not science, but it's young. I mean, we haven't had sex therapy for very long.
Right.
But people that were trained in that field have often drawn on the evidences, so to speak, of those kinds of studies.
Right.
And yet, what they actually do is they encourage people to continue in activities that are harmful to their spirituality.
Okay.
So we have to be careful when we're choosing a therapist that they're looking perhaps more from an addictions framework,
Okay.
because that's very helpful to move us towards a really healthy, wholesome, a more healthy, wholesome connection with our spouse.
Okay, now when we talk about sex, basically it's still considered to be a taboo. In all
Yes.
societies,
Yes.
people are not open about it. But when you talk about sex therapy and lots of talk being held on these kind of issues, so when you say that this taboo thing which people do not want to talk, it's in private, but then apart from that we are finding flourishing sex therapists, and this talk is now coming forward, especially in the younger generation. And also you talked about the flawed researches which were done and that are having an impact. I would like you to elaborate on that as to what do you mean by that? Basically, are people taking guidance from such kind of researches? Are they not being able to understand? Because also you mentioned sex is a private affair between a man and a woman. But why is there a need to get guidance from others to lead your own life?
Well, there's a few questions in there. I guess, relationships are, very often when we're having a problem in a relationship, no matter what kind of problem,
Right.
if we can't solve it on our own, because most couples do try to remedy their problem,
Right.
and if they're not able to, then they need to get
Yeah, to
a
get some
different
guidance.
point of view
Right.
involved and someone who's had some training around this. There has been a tremendous advancement, in the last 10, 20 years around where we're headed to. We have a lot more awareness about the impact of the cultural messages that are being
Right.
sent and how those are impacting our private lives. So in terms of sort of balancing that out, we do need to talk about it more. We need to bring it out into the open. Yes, it can be overdone, the rampant sexual messages and images that are out there, I think, are not necessarily healthy. But if we're talking about having a pure intent to solve a problem, and we seek out some solutions to that problem,
Right.
then I think we're doing our relationship a favor to get some new insight and some new understanding about
Okay.
what might be happening.
Now, again, I will just, like you mentioned about what we are seeing in the society today. An example, I was just passing by on a road and I saw at a bus stand, there is a poster over there of a chewing gum.
Oh, yes.
And there a boy and a girl is kissing each other. And also we are finding many other advertisements which are coming which have no relevance to anything, but their sex is being depicted. So
Yeah.
do you think that thing which is being put into the minds of the youngsters, that also when they get married, that also has an impact?
Absolutely. We have talked about this, how influenced we are
Right.
by the culture around us. I mean, there's just, and this is a lot of what I talk about in my workshops and seminars,
Okay.
is for us to become aware of how have we been impacted,
Right.
what messages have been given to us, either by our own families or through our experience, or what is being given to us, and to look critically at that. Because most of the messages are not healthy. They
Right.
are based on a materialistic view, and they're there to sell product. It's driving the sell of things
Right.
in many, many cases. It has nothing to do with the true nature of sexuality or the purpose of it in marriage.
And that is having an impact on the marriages.
It is. Yeah.
We'll continue with the discussion. Let's go for a small break. When we come back, we'll talk in details.
Sure.
Thank you. ਜੋ ਗੱਲਬਾਤ ਹੋਈ ਹੈ ਜੀ ਉਸ ਵਿੱਚ ਸਾਨੂੰ ਦੱਸਿਆ ਗਿਆ ਕੈਲੀ ਮੌਂਗਜ਼ੇਬ ਨੇ ਇਹ ਬੜੀ ਮਹੱਤਤਾ ਦੀ ਗੱਲ ਹੈਗੀ ਕਿ ਜਿਸ ਤਰੀਕੇ ਨਾਲ ਇਹਨਾਂ ਨੇ ਕਿਹਾ ਕਿ ਸੈਕਸ ਇੱਕ ਟੈਬੂ ਹੈ, ਇਸ ਦੇ ਬਾਰੇ ਕੋਈ ਵੀ ਗੱਲ ਨਹੀਂ ਕਰਨਾ ਚਾਹੀਦਾ, ਇੱਕ ਪ੍ਰਾਈਵੇਟ ਅਫੇਅਰ ਹੁੰਦਾ ਹੈ ਬਿਟਵੀਨ ਅ ਮੈਨ ਐਂਡ ਅ ਵੂਮਨ। ਲੇਕਿਨ ਅੱਜ ਜ਼ਰੂਰਤ ਪੈ ਰਹੀ ਹੈ ਕਿਉਂਕਿ ਅੱਜ ਜਿਸ ਤਰੀਕੇ ਦੇ ਇਨਫਲੂਐਂਸਸ ਹੋ ਰਹੇ ਨੇ ਇਨਸਾਨ ਦੇ ਉੱਤੇ, ਉਹਦਾ ਅਸਰ ਮੈਰਿਜਸ ਵਿਆਹਾਂ 'ਤੇ ਵੀ ਪੈ ਰਿਹਾ ਹੈਗਾ ਹੈ। ਬੱਚਿਆਂ ਦੇ ਮਨ ਵਿੱਚ ਜਿਹੜੀ ਚੀਜ਼ ਪਾਈ ਜਾ ਰਹੀ ਹੈ ਉਹੀ ਉਸਦਾ ਆਊਟਪੁੱਟ ਵੀ ਹੋ ਰਿਹਾ ਹੈ, ਅਤੇ ਇਮੋਸ਼ਨਲ ਅਤੇ ਸੈਕਸ਼ੂਅਲ ਬੌਂਡਿੰਗ ਜਿਹੜੀ ਹੈਗੀ ਹੈ ਉਹ ਨਹੀਂ ਹੋ ਰਹੀ। ਸੈਕਸ ਨੂੰ ਇੱਕ ਵੱਖਰੇ ਹੀ ਨਜ਼ਰੀਏ ਨਾਲ ਦੇਖਿਆ ਜਾ ਰਿਹਾ ਹੈ, ਜਿਸ ਬਾਰੇ ਇਹਨਾਂ ਦਾ ਕਹਿਣਾ ਹੈ ਕਿ ਅੱਜ ਵਿਆਹਾਂ ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਇਹ ਸਮੱਸਿਆਵਾਂ ਆ ਰਹੀਆਂ ਨੇ। ਹੋਰ ਗੱਲਬਾਤ ਕਰਨੀ ਹੈ ਇਸ ਬ੍ਰੇਕ ਤੋਂ ਬਾਅਦ। ਸਵਾਗਤ ਹੈ ਜੀ ਇੱਕ ਵਾਰ ਫਿਰ ਆਪ ਸਭ ਦਾ ਅੱਜ ਦੇ ਇਸ ਪ੍ਰੋਗਰਾਮ ਵਿੱਚ। ਕੈਲੀ ਮੌਂਗਰਜ਼ੇਵ ਇੱਕ ਮਾਸਟਰ ਫੈਸਿਲਿਟੇਟਰ ਹਨ ਵਰਚੂਸ ਪ੍ਰੋਜੈਕਟ ਨਾਲ, ਅਤੇ ਇਹ ਲੋਕਾਂ ਨਾਲ ਗੱਲਬਾਤ ਕਰਦੇ ਨੇ ਕਿ ਕਪਲਸ ਕਿਵੇਂ ਆਪਣਾ ਜੀਵਨ ਚੰਗੇ ਤਰੀਕੇ ਨਾਲ ਬਿਤਾ ਸਕਦੇ ਨੇ, ਕਿਉਂ ਤਰੇੜਾਂ ਪੈਂਦੀਆਂ ਨੇ ਉਹਨਾਂ ਦੇ ਪਿਆਰ ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ, ਉਹਨਾਂ ਦੇ ਸੈਕਸ ਲਾਈਫ ਵਿੱਚ ਅਤੇ ਉਹਨਾਂ ਦੀ ਇਮੋਸ਼ਨਲ ਬੌਂਡਿੰਗ ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ। ਇਸੇ ਸੰਬੰਧ ਵਿੱਚ ਆਓ ਹੋਰ ਜਾਣਕਾਰੀ ਲੈਂਦੇ ਹਾਂ। ਸੋ ਬਿਫੋਰ ਦ ਬ੍ਰੇਕ what you were talking was that there's a different level of expectation, and because the expectations have risen so much that they are creating problems in the lives of the common person also, between the husband and the wife also. And this is one of the most sacred relationships what one can have, because you are sharing each and everything of yours with the other person.
That's right.
But when we talk about that fantasy world where what we are seeing, what is
Yes.
being depicted to us,
Yes.
and once we are trying to bring it into our bedroom, is this also a major cause of concern and kind of tension and breakups in the marriages?
I believe it is, because as we mentioned at the top of the program, that sexual bonding, that sexual union is an important aspect of marriage. And most people get married with the expectation that they'll be able to turn their energies towards that person
Right.
around their sexual energy. People choose priesthood, if they don't want to, if they want to be celibate. Most people don't.
Right.
They want to be spiritual and have a spiritual life and a healthy relationship
Well,
with
it's
their
not
partner.
in any contradiction. Sex and spirituality are not in contradiction.
They're not,
Right.
but because there's so much shame associated with sexuality based on the cultural attitudes,
Right.
that it's very hard for us to sort of have harmony between those two things. And so that's really what I support people to do, to
Right.
help them harmonize that sexuality and spirituality.
Okay.
I just wanted to mention, you mentioned fantasy. Again, going back to Masters and Johnson, that's one of the tools that they suggest, and sex therapists have been trained in, to have people arouse themselves through fantasy.
Okay.
And while that may do so, it prevents intimacy,
Right.
because the person's off in their head. They're not with the person that
So
they're
that
with.
momentary joy might be there, but that bonding cannot be there, as
That's
you are
right.
saying.
It prevents bonding. It
Okay.
prevents intimacy.
Also, we are finding again with the influx of lots of information what we are getting, and extramarital relations and going out of your relationship, and these things are being socially accepted also. Does that also have much impact on the relationship between a husband and a wife?
Well, again, because we're so influenced by the culture around us, when it's become such, the availability, the accessibility, that's one of the dangers of the internet,
Right.
is the accessibility for
Right.
people to find these opportunities. So, it does create more of a challenge. Like I said, relationships are very much tested today.
Right.
If people are struggling, they want to have that connection, so they may go elsewhere to find it.
Okay, I would like to touch a little bit upon the emotional bonding, what you had mentioned. So how to develop that emotional bonding, how to be true to each other, towards each other, how to develop that intimacy, what you're talking about.
So what I'll do is share with you a little bit of a framework and an understanding that I have through a therapy called emotionally focused therapy.
Okay.
And it's based on the work of Dr. Sue Johnson, who's a Canadian therapist. And she uses attachment theory, which has been around quite a while now and is being well used in a lot of the different therapies. And the idea is, as human beings, we have a need to attach
Right.
and bond to the people closest to us. So they've done studies in infants
Okay.
around attachment. So if they attach well to their mothers in particular and their caregivers, they thrive. They develop well.
Okay.
If there's some kind of problem in their connection, they don't thrive. So we need to understand that human beings have a fundamental need for attachment
Right.
and security. If you can think about it like this, a secure emotional bond. When we get older, we transfer that need to our adult relationship, our
Right.
love relationship. And so we need to have a sense of security. If we're not communicating well, if we are being harsh in our communication, or we're not aware of how we are damaging that bond, we can create all sorts of problems and not even know we're doing it.
Right.
So having this understanding that we need to feel secure with one another, and we need to build on creating that security, and be careful and be aware of ways that we damage that secure bond.
Okay, so you're talking about that damage and that security. So what is your opinion about this? Talking to people, dealing with people. What are those insecurities and what are those securities which can be worked upon?
Well, again, every person is coming into their adult life with a certain attachment style. This is what they talk about. So there's a secure attachment, there's insecure attachment, and it depending on your own makeup, how easy it is for you to attach or not to in your adult life.
Right.
So becoming aware of what our tendencies are helps us to see our patterns.
Okay.
So if I have an insecure attachment style, in my early childhood there was insecurity, and I grow up feeling I've got to have that person really close to me. If the person doesn't call me back when they say they are, or my husband doesn't show up, I get really insecure and I get clingy.
Right.
If he's avoidant, if he has an avoidant style, he's not comfortable with too much closeness,
Right.
then we're going to have a problem. You know, there's these opposite styles.
Right.
So this kind of theory, this kind of education, and this is what I said earlier, it helps us to have understanding
Right.
that today's psychology is offering us, to help us understand our patterns, to help us understand our interactions,
Okay.
and how to improve them.
So for this, you know, when you are wanting to develop something, when you are wanting to improve something in your life, you can find a way.
Yes.
So spirituality is a major bonding which can help us in both the sectors what we have talked about. So how to bring in that spirituality angle into this so that I would like some examples also
Sure.
whereby if you use those kind of spirituality, you know, fixations that can help you and lead you into a better relationship between husband and wife.
Well, again, Harpreet, it's coming from that belief that fundamentally we are spiritual beings first, and we're here to develop our spiritual capacities through this
Right.
life. And really, it's our closest relationships that help us do that
Yeah.
the most. So we don't really develop patience unless we're tested in our patience. You know, we're not we don't develop loyalty unless we have a long-term relationship and we
Yeah.
have some challenges to that loyalty. You know, so I think it's very, very helpful for us to see our relationships or our marriages as vehicles for that spiritual growth.
Right.
And sometimes it's really tough. Sometimes it's very painful. But you know, if we can have that framework and bring these qualities that we've talked about, you know, humility, truthfulness, respect, you know, all these things, they do help us to have the kind of relationships that we all are really wanting.
Right. Trust is a
Yes.
major foundation by which your
certainly is.
relationships can develop. But there are many distractions, and one gets enticed by many things, and those distractions can just take you on the path they want.
Yeah.
So, at that time, in case of such kind of distractions, what qualities do you think one should have so that you are not enticed by such kind of things?
Yeah. Well, you say that trust is the foundation. That's very true. And that's one of the key issues that couples do deal with. And
Right.
sometimes the trust is broken, it has to be rebuilt. But, you know, I like to say, you know, we're not responsible for the first thought that comes into our mind because thoughts come uninvited.
Right.
But we are responsible for the second thought and the action we take. So, you know, if a person finds themselves really out of control, then maybe there's an addiction
Right.
at work, and they need to get support around that. But I think that many people are being tested and challenged in ways that they didn't expect to be
Right.
because of the culture that we're living in. So I think it's to increase wherever we can our spiritual muscle, our spiritual
Absolutely.
capacity, do what we can to nurture that and feed that, and limit our exposure to the things that take us off balance.
That's very true what you have said, because living in this world today, it's very difficult to absolutely keep yourself aloof. But
Yeah.
if your spiritual foundations are strong,
That's right.
then definitely those distractions will not be able to waver you. It was a pleasure having you. Thank you very much for your
Thank
time.
you, Harpreet.
ਅੱਜ ਜਿਸ ਵਿਸ਼ੇ ਤੇ ਅਸੀਂ ਗੱਲਬਾਤ ਕੀਤੀ ਸੀ ਜੀ, ਉਸ ਵਿੱਚ ਅਖੀਰ ਵਿੱਚ ਕੈਲੀ ਦਾ ਇਹੀ ਕਹਿਣਾ ਹੈਗਾ ਕਿ ਰਿਲੇਸ਼ਨਸ਼ਿਪ ਨੂੰ ਸਟਰੋਂਗ ਕਰਨ ਵਾਸਤੇ ਸੈਕਸ਼ੂਅਲੀ ਅਤੇ ਇਮੋਸ਼ਨਲੀ ਜ਼ਰੂਰਤ ਹੈ ਕਿ ਸਪਿਰਿਚੁਅਲ ਐਂਗਲ ਜੋ ਹੈ ਉਹ ਜ਼ਰੂਰ ਮਜ਼ਬੂਤ ਹੋਵੇ। ਡਿਸਟਰੈਕਸ਼ਨਸ ਤਾਂ ਹੋਣਗੀਆਂ ਹੀ, ਕਿਉਂਕਿ ਅੱਜ ਜਿਸ ਯੁੱਗ ਵਿੱਚ ਅਸੀਂ ਰਹਿ ਰਹੇ ਹਾਂ, ਹਰ ਇੱਕ ਚੀਜ਼ ਨੂੰ ਉਸ ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਸੈਕਸ ਨੂੰ ਇੰਟਰੋਡਿਊਸ ਕੀਤਾ ਜਾ ਰਿਹਾ, ਉਸ ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਹੋਰ ਬਹੁਤ ਸਾਰੀਆਂ ਚੀਜ਼ਾਂ ਨੂੰ ਇੰਟਰੋਡਿਊਸ ਕੀਤਾ ਜਾ ਰਿਹਾ ਹੈ, ਜਿਸ ਨਾਲ ਕੋਈ ਵੀ ਵਿਅਕਤੀ ਜਿਹੜਾ ਹੈ ਪਿਘਲ ਸਕਦਾ ਹੈ। ਲੇਕਿਨ ਜੇਕਰ ਤੁਹਾਡੇ ਸਪਿਰਿਚੁਅਲ ਫਾਊਂਡੇਸ਼ਨ ਸਟਰੋਂਗ ਹੋਣਗੇ ਤਾਂ ਉਸ ਨਾਲ ਯਕੀਨਨ ਤੌਰ ਦੇ ਉੱਤੇ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਉਹ ਜਿਹੜੀਆਂ ਥਾਟਸ ਵੀ ਜਿਹੜੇ ਆਉਣਗੀਆਂ ਤਾਂ ਉਹਨਾਂ ਦੇ ਉੱਤੇ ਭਾਰੂ ਹੋ ਸਕੋਗੇ ਅਤੇ ਇਸ ਦੇ ਨਾਲ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਆਪਣੇ ਉੱਤੇ ਕਾਬੂ ਕਰ ਸਕੋਗੇ। ਲੇਕਿਨ ਟਰਸਟ ਜਿਹੜਾ ਹੈਗਾ ਹਸਬੈਂਡ ਅਤੇ ਵਾਈਫ ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਇਹੀ ਇੱਕ ਸਟਰੋਂਗ ਬੌਂਡਿੰਗ ਹੈਗੀ ਹੈ, ਅਤੇ ਜਿੰਨਾ ਇਹ ਹੋਰ ਮਜ਼ਬੂਤ ਹੋਏਗਾ ਉਨੇ ਹੀ ਰਿਲੇਸ਼ਨਸ ਹੋਰ ਬਿਹਤਰ ਹੋਣਗੇ। ਪ੍ਰੋਗਰਾਮ ਦੀ ਕਰਦੇ ਹਾਂ ਜੀ ਇੱਥੇ ਹੀ ਸਮਾਪਤੀ। ਫੀਡਬੈਕ ਲਈ 604 603 7555 ਜਾਂ ਫਿਰ ਈਮੇਲ ਰਾਹੀਂ ਸੰਪਰਕ ਕਰ ਸਕਦੇ ਹੋ harpreetsingh@gmail.com। ਧੰਨਵਾਦੀ ਅਸੀਂ ਆਪਣੇ ਸਪਾਂਸਰ ਅਤੇ ਐਡਵਰਟਾਈਜ਼ਰਸ ਦੇ, ਜਿਨ੍ਹਾਂ ਦੀ ਬਦੌਲਤ ਇਹ ਪ੍ਰੋਗਰਾਮਸ ਤੁਹਾਡੇ ਤੱਕ ਪਹੁੰਚਦੇ ਨੇ। ਇਹ ਮੁੱਦੇ ਜਿਹੜੇ ਅਸੀਂ ਲੈ ਕੇ ਆਉਂਦੇ ਹਾਂ ਇਹ ਬੜੇ ਵੱਖਰੇ ਕਿਸਮ ਦੇ ਮੁੱਦੇ ਹੁੰਦੇ ਨੇ, ਕਿਉਂਕਿ ਆਮ ਤੌਰ ਦੇ ਉੱਤੇ ਇਹਨਾਂ ਚੀਜ਼ਾਂ ਦੇ ਉੱਤੇ ਗੱਲਬਾਤ ਕਰਨੀ ਅਸੀਂ ਸਮਝਦੇ ਹਾਂ ਸ਼ਰਮ ਕਰ ਜਾਂਦੇ ਜਾਂ ਗੱਲਬਾਤ ਕਰਨੀ ਨਹੀਂ ਚਾਹੁੰਦੇ। ਲੇਕਿਨ ਇਹ ਇੱਕ ਹਕੀਕਤ ਹੈ ਕਿ ਇੱਕ ਬਹੁਤ ਵੱਡਾ ਕ੍ਰਾਈਸਿਸ ਜੋ ਹੈ ਅੱਜ ਅਸੀਂ ਵੇਖ ਰਹੇ ਹਾਂ ਕਿ ਸਾਡੇ ਘਰਾਂ ਵਿੱਚ ਆ ਚੁੱਕਿਆ ਹੈ, ਅਤੇ ਜੇਕਰ ਅਸੀਂ ਗੱਲਬਾਤ ਇੱਕ ਡਾਇਲੋਗ ਰਾਹੀਂ ਨਹੀਂ ਸ਼ੁਰੂ ਕਰਾਂਗੇ ਤਾਂ ਹੋਰ ਪ੍ਰੋਬਲਮਸ ਵੱਧ ਸਕਦੀਆਂ ਨੇ। ਸੋ ਇਹਨਾਂ ਪ੍ਰੋਗਰਾਮਸ ਨੂੰ ਹੋਰ ਬਿਹਤਰ ਕਰਨ ਵਾਸਤੇ ਤੁਹਾਡੇ ਤੋਂ ਸਹਿਯੋਗ ਦੀ ਮੰਗ ਕਰਦੇ ਹਾਂ ਕਿ ਇਹਨਾਂ ਪ੍ਰੋਗਰਾਮਸ ਨੂੰ ਚਲਾਉਣ ਵਾਸਤੇ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਸਾਡੇ ਨਾਲ ਸਪਾਂਸਰਸ਼ਿਪ ਰਾਹੀਂ ਜਾਂ ਐਡਵਰਟਾਈਜ਼ਮੈਂਟ ਰਾਹੀਂ ਸਹਿਯੋਗ ਦੇ ਸਕਦੇ ਹੋ। ਕੋਈ ਵੀ ਇਨਫੋਰਮੇਸ਼ਨ ਲੈਣੀ ਹੋਵੇ ਤਾਂ ਸਾਡੇ ਨਾਲ ਜ਼ਰੂਰ ਸੰਪਰਕ ਕਰਨਾ। ਫਿਰ ਮੁਲਾਕਾਤ ਕਰਾਂਗੇ, ਤਦ ਤੱਕ ਗੁੱਡ ਬਾਏ।